them down below. We're going to do rapid fire as we go through today. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Let's have a great time connecting. And there he is.
There we go. Yeah,
all right.
Your phone does something weird where when people join, for the first like 30 seconds, they can't hear you.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I'm here. You can hear me now. Let's kick it off. I'm playing League of Legends. I'm getting my third game in, my third and final game today. We're doing IG Live. My co-host tonight is Jeremy. You ask your questions below. He's going to pick them, answer them. I'm going to answer them and then move on to the next one. He prefers it when you do all caps because he's getting old and he can't see well, so he wants to see the all caps. And just quickly on the topic of, we ended our last live stream talking about being around greatness. And I was looking at just super quick, right? Like Lewis Howes joined at the very end of our last live. And then Dave Meltzer watched that episode too. And Anthony Trucks was in that last live too, right? People were, I didn't know if they were leaving comments because I'm just playing my game. But Anthony talked about the book. I don't know if Dave left a comment or not. Yeah. Lewis left a comment, right? It's like when you start being in the circles that you want to be in and you start learning. I mean, I started, again, 11 years ago making my first YouTube channel. You start to build value. You start to build the reputation. You start to build a name for yourself. And then people want to be around you as well because you're now leading the way. So it's awesome that I get to hang out with these guys as well and that they want to come in. They banned Timo. Come on. Yeah. I don't have a jungle pick. This is going to be a rough one, Jeremy.
Right.
This is going to be a rough one. I don't even know who to play. I don't even know what I'm going to do right now.
Just click someone random.
No, I think I'm going to dodge. I'm going to dodge. I'm going to dodge. I'm going to dodge. That gives me a 5-minute ban. Gives me a 5-minute penalty. So I'm going to dodge, and then I'll come back. So we get 5 minutes extra.
All right.
Yeah, I got one dodge. Okay, we're gonna dodge it. We'll come back. Okay, questions below. Let's go.
All right. That was a good rhyme. That was a good rhyme.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, how are you 6-1? That's 7. If we win this, it'd be 7-1. Doesn't make sense. We always do 3. Did you miss one day?
No. Oh, didn't one crash or something like that?
5. Oh no, hold on. I didn't update the last one because
okay.
you started 5-1. We won our last 2, so we're 7-1. So if we get this, it's 8-1. That's insane. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Questions below. Jeremy's gonna answer them. I'm gonna answer them. Let's do it.
All right. So first one is, do you track your time on a regular day? Do you believe in having a time-based schedule on a day-to-day basis? So for me personally, I don't track my time in the sense of, like, if you get so minutia with this stuff and you start tracking like every minute or every 10 minutes, if I'm not doing something productive, you'll lose yourself. You'll be more unproductive that way. What I love to do is I have a whiteboard and I write down the—
Let's see the whiteboard.
Yes. Sorry?
Let's see it.
Right there.
Look at that. Take us over. Let's see what's on the whiteboard, Jeremy.
No,
we want to know.
Confidential.
Come on.
I
really?
wrote names. I wrote names.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So yeah. So when I write down the 5 things I need to get done today that is going to progress me forward the most, 3 really big ones, and then 2 that are just kind of easier that I feel accomplished. So 3 big ones and 2 ones that I can kind of nail off right away. And so that, and then when checking those off is just, it builds so much momentum in my day, but it's not time scheduled in the sense of, yes, the first one on the list has to get done first. Second has to get done. But I don't say, okay, in the next 1 hour, I have to finish this. And if I don't, I'm going to penalize myself if I don't meet the time criteria for that. So that's how I like to do it. I like to write down the 5 things that will progress me the most in the day. And that's how, yeah.
Coach Avalos is saying, what are the 5 things, Jeremy?
I can't say.
You could, without revealing somebody's name.
Yeah, sure.
Give us a generic version of the 5 things, Jeremy.
Yeah. So
today, what did you have today? People want to know.
Yeah. So today I had, for example, the first one was read an hour a day of the book of a specific book and go for a walk and listen to a podcast. That's the first one.
What book did you read and what podcast did you listen to?
A book called Uncommon Stocks and Uncommon Profits. It was recommended by Warren Buffett, so I'm checking it out to see if I like it.
All right.
So,
and what was the podcast?
the podcast, the podcast was an investing podcast.
Okay.
Talking about this pandemic and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
So I looked at that stuff. Then I went on to writing out a prospect email. So I have to send a prospect email out. So I was writing that out to send. That's the next thing I need to do.
Oh, it's a good topic too, right? Is that ready? Did you send it to me?
I didn't send it to you yet. No.
Okay.
But I haven't finished. I was just going to send it. Do you want me to
Oh,
send
okay.
it?
Okay, no, that's fine. If you're good with it, send it.
Okay. So those are the two first things. The third one was do analysis, research and analysis for a client and dive deep into their channel and hop on a call with them. So research and analysis as the next thing. And then the fourth thing was hop on a call with them later on. Then the fifth thing is I finish it off with laundry. I'm going to go iron some of my clothes. So like there's some real easy ones like reading and going for a walk. Super easy. Laundry, super easy. And then you have some more ones that require more focus. So I like to do 3 really focused ones and then 2 that are kind of like, you just got to do them.
I like that you knew what the 5 were without having to look at the board. I could never do that.
No?
I know, I would do that. I would have no idea.
Well, when you write it down, it's just memorize it.
Yeah, no.
No?
No, not for me. I live by my calendar, and I like having different things on different days. So I have some structure in that. I have a morning routine that I do every day, and even this, like this IG Live stream while I'm playing my League of Legends is an evening thing that I do 5 times a week. But every day I'm doing different things. So today's Wednesday. Hold on, if I show you my calendar, hold on, can I do this? Look at my calendar. Wednesday. This is today. Look, nothing, 0, empty. Wednesday's my project day. I get to do whatever I want on Wednesday, right? Monday was team. So look, there's Jeremy, 1 o'clock. I gotta talk to Jeremy. All these other people. Like, look how many calls I have on Monday. Tuesday, I'm making YouTube videos and doing some content. So that's filled up with YouTube. This is totally empty. Wednesday, oops, hold on. Thursday, look at tomorrow. That's my public facing day. So these are all the different hangouts and podcasts that I have in the day, right? Crazy, right? Friday's my CEO day. Saturday's my fun day with my wife. And then Sunday is family admin day where we do laundry and shopping usually, but I guess we can't go shopping. Anyway, I like having an entire day to focus on one thing. And I like having the time pressure of I need to finish this. So like today on a Wednesday, right? We just launched our new 254 around billionaires. So every day for 254 days, I'll send you a free unlisted video to a different billionaire. That's a 3 to 5 minute, sometimes shorter video. You start your day with it. It gets sent to you at 5 in the morning for the next 254 days to start helping you adopt a better mindset, because chances are you're not hanging around billionaires every day. So this is your chance to do it, right? For free. If I didn't put it up today, it would be until next Wednesday that I'd get a chance to put it up. So I use that pressure. It's like, Wednesday's my project day. This is my chance to go off and do it. And I need to get it done before I go live and play League of Legends and answer your questions. I have to get it done. And same thing with YouTube day. I need to get all my videos done, because otherwise it's easy to be perfectionist and say, well, it's not perfect yet. I'll do it tomorrow. And then you let it bleed into the next day and then bleed into the next day. So I like having the time pressure. Oh my God, my teammates want to play Teemo. Whoa, this is going to be rough. Okay, let me ask him if I can use it. You think he's gonna give it to me?
Yes.
Can I Teemo jungle, please? Over 1 million mastery.
He'll give it to you.
Otherwise, I suck at jungle. Let's see. Come on. Sending you lots of love. My teammate wants to play the champion that I always play. Come on. Come on, my guy. Come on, my guy. Send some love to a quarantined league player. Is he going to do it? I want to do Teemo Jungle soon. Oh, he did it! We got it! Yeah! You the man! You the man. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's happening. Okay. Oh my God. The enemy team picked Timo. Come on. What is happening? Okay. I don't know who to play, dude. We'll go Quinn. Okay. Anyway, good. Drama in League Land. Next question. What do we got?
All right. Not sure if you finished that one, but.
What was the question? I thought we finished it.
I can't remember. Oh, staying
Okay.
track on time. Your calendar. Yeah, you kind of did.
Yeah. Different days, different things, different days. Yes.
Right. All right. So someone's asking how to take criticism and work on it instead of losing yourself. I'm still in the process of understanding myself fully. So, you'll never understand, to take a philosophical point of view, you'll never understand yourself fully. Our life is about understanding ourselves and growing that aspect of it. But for criticism, yeah, you just have to, okay, so there's a difference between criticism and feedback versus hate. And when it comes to hate, if someone's sending you hate, you just have to realize the perspective and gratitude that they must be in an awful place to send you hate. Now, if someone is sending you criticism or feedback in that regard, then you just take it with open arms, in the sense of they are sending you love, in the sense that they have a perspective, a set of goggles on, that provide you information that you can't see yourself, that you could use to become a better person. And so if your whole goal, you say that your whole goal is to understand yourself fully, the only way you're going to build momentum to get there is by taking the criticism and feedback and saying, whether or not you disagree, looking at it in a sense of, well, maybe there's something here that this person said that I can take into myself and improve on, whether regardless if it's mean or whatever the case, and see, can you work on that? But you have to get rid of this ego or the notion that you're not a learner. If you're a learner, then great, you're going to take the criticism and feedback. But if you think you're all that, or you think you're the smartest person and that no one's better than you, well, then criticism is really going to hurt. But if you are open to learning, building momentum in your life, then taking criticism, you should embrace it. It should be fun to receive it. So
okay, I need you to repeat the question again, because I heard the criticism part. I got tilted. I'm still in the fact that I got Timo and then I lost Timo. So how do I deal with getting criticism?
Yeah,
and I don't know myself?
Instead of losing yourself. And they're on the journey of understanding themselves fully.
So inside of the criticism that actually gets under your skin is a big secret to you understanding yourself. If I call Jeremy a purple dragon, he's probably not going to care.
Let's go.
He's probably not going to care, because it's not, there's no truth to it. And he knows there's no truth to it. Mm-hmm. Right? But the words that you're getting offended by is actually a source of self-awareness. The criticism that actually matters to you, that penetrates the skin and makes you feel bad, in there is a source of self-awareness. And so I'd be looking at, what is the criticism that's really setting you off, and then why? Right? So for me, it's disappointing people. It's still my number one fear. It's disappointing people. So when we had somebody today who bought my book, and it didn't get there yet, and they didn't hear from my team, and they're freaking out, and they're like, I'm going to refund this. You believe in people, whatever, right?
Right.
And I see that email, like, oh my God, I'm devastated. I'm devastated, right? And even if we did do something wrong, it's still not with intent, right? The idea that we let somebody down like that just destroys me. So I sent it to my team, like, hey, this is the second email this person's now sent, and now they want a refund, and they're like freaking out that we've let them down. what's going on? And by the time I sent the email, it had already been handled. So one person on my team said, yeah, I already messaged. It was going to their junk mail. They just didn't see the messages that came in. Everything's confirmed. And another one said, yeah, we called him. It's all set. Don't worry about it. We took care of it. Without like, because I'm slower than they would be on getting emails and everything. So they took care of it all on their own. But it still was devastating to see the emails. So that stings, right? That stings because I don't want to disappoint people. So that leads to self-awareness. If you said something else, I wouldn't care. So insight to criticism is the window to your self-awareness that I would really look at and see, why is this bothering you so much? Where does it come from? And how can you use that to get better? It's a good answer.
That's how you understand yourself better.
Oh, we can't hear you. What happened? Say it again. Can't hear you anymore. It's all foggy. It sounds like you're underwater, Jeremy.
Hello?
There we go.
Yeah. Phone is hot.
Phone is hot? Nice. Wait, did it die last time on us, or it almost died?
Almost died. But I have it plugged into the charger. I'm prepared this time around.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I was saying that person, it seems like their goal is to understand themselves better. So your advice is the path to get there.
Yeah.
So,
good luck.
Should I focus on building an email list or creating content for my blog? Well, it depends on the service you provide. Could you get there faster by reaching out and collaborating with people and building an email list through that way? Or do you use the blog, create amazing content that then pulls people into the email list? So that you want to use a blog or social media as an outlet where you're providing value for free that people love to consume, where then you offer, you up the ante and offer something within whatever you're talking about via vlog, I guess, for this, that gets them their email. And that's how you can build your email list, through delivering awesome content that people want to read. So I would say if you have a blog and if that's your main source, build that out and find a way to offer within that to get people's emails.
This is the third blog question we've been at. You're like, you attract the bloggers.
I don't know anything about blogging.
So the answer is both. I mean, okay, you're going to build an email list. How are you going to build an email list? What else are you going to do? What's your path to building an email list? The blog is the path to build the email list. So in general, with marketing, you have free content that builds the brand. It gets people to know you. It starts a top of funnel for you, right? And then from there, you turn that into any kind of lead capture, whether that's an email list, texting community, ManyChat, right? There's a bunch of ways to do it, but that becomes the goal. So for me, I'll get people from YouTube to go to my 254. We just launched a 254 for billionaires, right? Go there, you get an email every day for 254 days, how to develop a mindset of a billionaire, and I have your email address, right? So the content on the YouTube channel leads to a lead capture to get people's email addresses, right? So same thing for you. You can get their email addresses, great. Like, it's a good intention. I think a lot of people start list building way too late. So it's awesome that you're already thinking about that before you've even started your business. I love that. But what are you going to do to actually generate the email addresses? A great place to do it is with free content on your blog. So both.
So today, if you DM me, for all those bloggers who haven't started, if you DM me a message, I'll read your blog.
Jeremy Stickney on Instagram. Go send him a DM. I
swear, I will do it, and I will like it. If you put the like button,
he will do it. No, he'll do it for sure. And he likes to read too. It's surprising that you haven't read a blog. You like to read. Like
articles. I read articles. Does that count?
Maybe. A blog is just an article, like an ongoing. It's kind of like a column.
Like I read Wall Street Journal, and I know it's a newspaper online, but they're pretty much blogs, right? written pieces from people and stuff like that.
Yeah. Just not a news organization. Usually blogs are more personal. Okay. Oh, can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Wait, you're underwater, Jeremy. This is underwater, Jeremy.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Yeah. Don't move.
Yeah. So apparently I can't hold my phone because the heat
We learned
from
this
my
last
hand-
time, Jeremy. We learned this last time. This is the same problem as last time. You just got to stay in your position and hope this is a really, really long game.
Yeah. Someone was asking, how do I work with you? And to elaborate, well, basically, Evan and I run a YouTube consulting company where I take the lessons learned from Evan from his 2 million plus channel and then apply it to my clients. And we use the same strategies. I got Evan to 2 million subscribers, and with other thought leaders, we provided to them who want to crush it on YouTube like Evan. So that's pretty much what I do. And yeah, feel free to DM me if you want to start on YouTube.
Jeremy's getting all the DMs happening. He's building up his DM list right now. That's what's happening.
Just blow up my message box if you guys want to. I'll try and respond in a timely manner.
Yeah, from my perspective, you have to figure out where you can bring value. And this is, it's great that Jeremy's on here because we've told the story a couple times, but Jeremy I really liked. Jeremy came to my Thought Leadership Academy, right? So he's fairly close. Like he lives in the same city, not like right next door, but not that far away. Where most of the people who came were not close. They traveled from as far as Holland or something to come, but they traveled to get there. And at the end of it, Jeremy said, "Hey, I would love to kind of keep this going." A lot of people did. Like there's so much energy and momentum that we create there that people don't want it to end, and they want to keep that vibe going, right? I'm still getting, because we haven't posted the next date, and people are still messaging me like, "Hey, when's the next one? I want to come back. Like, when are you doing it?" It's like, it's not on the calendar. Even Alex, who was teaching it, right? He's like, "When's the next one? Are we doing it? I want to teach again." Anyway, so at the end of it, Jeremy said, I just want to be around you more. I want to do something together. I don't know what it looks like. You tell me what you need, right? And just listing whatever he can come up with, which was at the time walking my dog and washing my car and just anything that he could think of to just try to be in the circle, right? And I told him, "I love it, dude. I love the energy. I love the hustle. I just don't need somebody to wash my dog or wash my car or walk my dog or wash my dog either, for that fact." Right? So the challenge becomes, I need you to find something that you can bring value to so I know where to put you. This is the same thing as when Gary Vee went out and put up his video about message the people that you love and tell them you'll eat dirt and you'll pour your blood, sweat, and tears to help them for a year if they'll kind of train you and help you. So many people then reached out to me with basically that message. It's like, I don't know what you can do. Like, I don't need somebody to run general errands in my business. I need someone who's skilled, who can help me with things. So if you want to help me, you want to be closer. Like, what can you do that brings value to my business? And then the next question people often ask, okay, well, where do you need value? Like, how can I help? I'm willing to work for you for free. This might sound callous, but even that thought exercise is now work. You're making work for the other person to then think about how can you bring value to them even for free. You're giving them work. I don't need more work. I don't need another job to do. And so with Jeremy, we kind of just left it for a little bit. I mean, said thank you and just think of something, and nothing kind of came up. And I started my tour. But then driving through the desert, I decided I want to start a YouTube consulting company, and I want to start it with Jeremy. I need to talk to Jeremy right now on the line. Nina, how do we get Jeremy on the line? And then this whole thing started. But if I didn't come up with that idea, or if Jeremy wasn't available, immediately, then it wouldn't have happened. So I think that process becomes really important for you to figure out how can you actually help that person, and not just hoping that you can get closer to them. Think about how you can bring value to them. That's where everything starts to change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Regret. If I could go back in time, one thing regret, watching the dogs.
Well, no, I wouldn't regret that. No, that was great.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Like,
But
that's the only reason why I even thought of you. Because, like, I
Mhm.
like Jeremy. I think he's really good.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of opportunity in him. And then when I brought up the whole go meet Tom Bilyeu in London, not London, in New York, and then you just went and you met him.
Yeah.
Awesome, whatever, right? And then you hopped a fight and you just did it. Like, I like this guy, right? Most people aren't willing to do the work. Here's Jeremy, spent an awesome 3 days together, and he's willing to go off and do the work. It's great. So I thought, let's teach him YouTube and build an agency. So it's great, because if you didn't bring that up, I wouldn't have thought about it, probably.
The flying out to Tom Bilyeu?
No, the idea of launching an agency together.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't have done it. I don't think I would have even thought about it. It's because you asked about doing something together, but you didn't do the work of figuring out what it could be. And listen, you probably wouldn't have said YouTube agency. I'd be like, well, what do you know about YouTube?
Yeah.
Right? So it
Yeah.
just it was a nice freak of nature, happy accident circumstance, right? But I wouldn't count on that or advise people to do that. Be looking at, listen, there's a guy today who messaged me and said, hey, I want to fix your LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn tags aren't good. What you're doing on LinkedIn isn't good. Like, okay, help me fix it. What's wrong with it? Right? And if he's right and it works, like, great.
Yeah.
Let's work together. And if it's not, then forget it. So help me make my next post and tell me what hashtags to put in, and we'll see if it works. I love testing people out with things like that. That's awesome. But
yeah,
apart from that, he's trying to give me value where most people aren't. That could potentially help me. I maybe care about LinkedIn. I don't care about having my dog walked.
Right. Yeah.
Or other errands or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even the idea of training for a year, like the time to train somebody for a year isn't worth it, because then by the time they're trained, they're gone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. What else?
Just reading some questions. Yeah,
Right.
When you focus down on your passion and the world is not cooperating, how do you stay positively on track? So when you're focusing on your passion, there's always going to be ups and downs in life. I wouldn't view it as the world not cooperating. I would think of it as the world putting another thing in the place to see how badly you want it. And if you continue with it, even though maybe things right now, I don't know if you're referring to the pandemic and stuff like that, still doing it, even though things maybe aren't the best situation, is the best time to do it, because it shows you how badly you want to achieve this. And things always turn around, right? There's going to be rainy days and there's going to be sunny days. And so you just want to make sure that you're pushing through the really hard times. You're realizing that it's going to be a journey. There's going to be ups and downs. And you factor that in, and maybe you turn the negative situation. Maybe life isn't cooperating. Maybe if you're referring to the pandemic right now, as that thing right now in the world, maybe you turn that into a positive. So if you're focusing down on your passion, could you focus down more? Well, the whole world is kind of going to quarantine, and you could be diving 100% now because maybe you don't have to go to work, or you don't have obligations right now. So maybe there is a hidden benefit that you're maybe not seeing. So I would also look at those two areas. What about you, Evan?
Yeah, the world is not conspiring against you. The people, again, that you look up to, that are your heroes, that you love, they all had crazy rough times, and the thing that gets people through always is the belief that they can get through it. With everything negative that's happening, you can always choose to see the dark side of it or the positive. Always, everything is happening. Could be great, could be bad. Your heroes, who you want to be, is the person who sees that obstacle as an opportunity to get better, to learn, to grow. This is nothing. Like whatever you're facing right now that you think is giant is actually nothing compared to what you're going to be facing, what you will be tested with. And so behind the mountain is more mountains. One of my favorite quotes, like behind this giant problem in front of you, guess what? Is more problems. That's the best. Just get used to it. That's part of your growth.
Someone's asking for a question from a filmmaker. How do you retain creativity in your low moments? So I personally don't think creativity is some gifted thing. I think it's routines and habits set in place to establish creativity. Establishing areas that allow you to get in a creative space where you're not, well, for step one, you have to stop thinking doom and gloom and get out of that low moment and realize that you need to get your mindset out of a place of negativity. In order to create abundance, you have to be thinking about positivity and building momentum, and then establish ways to get in that flow state, that creativity. Maybe you need to go for a walk and really reflect and think about things and be grateful for things, and that could be a way to get out of that low moment, establishing gratitude in your life, and use that time to reflect and create a process of creativity. That's the method. Getting out of that negative state by expressing gratitude for the amazing things in your life, and establishing routines like going for a walk as one example to create that creativity, to come up with those ideas, would be another great way.
For me, it's music. Fastest way to change my state is music. So one of the things that I do every day is put on a song, something that's going to make me move. I think it's super valuable and helpful. And everybody's got songs that will make them want to move. So that's an easy start. So what music makes you feel creative? I'll just ask myself that question and build a playlist. Call it my creativity playlist. And then put that on, stand up, dance, move around a little bit, and then get to work. I do that pretty much every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you just got to test. Play the music, go for a walk, test things. See what works best for you. All right. Here we go. All caps. All caps.
All caps.
The best.
Jeremy loves his all caps.
So pulling away from friends who aren't productive and somewhat waste your time is a good decision, ? Or is that selfish? Well, personally speaking, from my experience, when it comes to high school, college, 22, used to hang out with a lot of people in college and college and high school. And I don't hang out with any of those people anymore besides my two best friends who are on a similar path as me. And I can say if they weren't, I wouldn't be talking to them. And so I did get rid of 80% of the people in my life, not saying I didn't want to hang out with them, but you slowly distance yourself away from those people because your values, and as you dive into the things you're really interested in, they may just not align. None of these people are bad people, but you need to think about if you don't want to hang around with them, you're doing a disservice to them as well by not leaving their life, because maybe they need to go in another direction, and maybe you're also holding them back just like you're doing for yourself. So you need to realize that. You have to realize you're just on a different path than maybe some people. And if it doesn't align, and from what your question says, where you're wasting your time, so you already know it too, distancing yourself, you don't have to say, listen, this is goodbye forever, but maybe pulling back a bit, distancing would be the great step. And you can establish from there on out less connection over time, and find people who maybe have more energy, more positivity for the things you love to do, where you can talk with them and provide inspiration back to one another so you guys can build momentum together. Yeah, that's what I would say on that matter.
It's time to be more selfish.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you have to put other people down, but it's time to start building a life that you want to live. And that may mean that the person that you hung out with in high school is no longer the person you still hang out with. That's okay. Stop treating it as a negative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want your own life. It's time to be, I wouldn't call it selfish, but you're not putting other people down. But it's time to actually start saying, I deserve to have a happy life. And I deserve to have people around me who also want to have a happy life and who want me to win. Lots changes, man. When you start hanging around people who are more positive and who want you to win, a lot changes.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve it.
Yeah, the moment my life shifted was when, well, a big reason was when I started to distance myself from a lot of people, started hanging around with different people. Drastically changed my life. And those people who I stopped hanging around with, they don't care. They're living happy lives. They're just doing themselves too. So
They're not living happy lives.
maybe not some of them, but some of them.
But it's also like, this is it. It's not your job to fix them first. It's your job to fix you first. You can't serve and help others if you're not happy. So go fix you first. It's like people want to start a nonprofit. Awesome. Make money. You have to learn to make money. If you learn to make money, then you can go help other people. And you can give back more to charity as well. Your job is to fix you first. It's important.
Mm-hmm. Someone kind of in the same realm as hanging around with people, when everyone around you views being rich or making money as a negative thing, or someone makes us feel less because they believe in money brings evil, ? So I guess they're saying that hanging around people who have negative views towards money and being rich and make you feel less for having those things, it just comes down to the conditioning that they have around these things. And maybe there's some insecurity around those areas within people's lives that you just have to respect and appreciate. And, some people who have these areas, these feelings towards money that is the root of all evil, you hear that, or being rich, how rich people are a-holes or something like that. There may be people in your life who you can't get rid of. So I'm going to bring back the other person's question, where maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your spouse or someone. And so if you can't get rid of them, you have to take in the appreciation that there's probably some insecurity behind those false assumptions where people just generalize things of wealthy people or people who have money. And so you just have to be grateful and respect that this person who has those views towards money, they don't have any money. And so they have those negative assumptions around it because of that. So just, you don't be aggressive or hateful or anything towards those people. You understand where they're coming from, especially if you need to have them in your life, if they're your family or very close friends. And you take it in for what it is, and you don't pursue that area, I would say. I was just in a very tense moment here that we almost lost, so we still might lose. Do you need me to repeat it again?
No. It starts with empathy. Empathy, right? Like, I feel bad for them. If somebody's coming from a negative place, if somebody's default position on anything is negativity around entrepreneurs or success or money or anything, if that's their home, is they're coming to you from a negative place, they're in a really dark place themselves, right? Just like the people that Jeremy stopped hanging out with, they don't like their life. It's not like they're off living a great life. They're not living a great life. They're not. They don't like their life. But But I have empathy for that, right? It's like, this is why they're so negative. It's because they don't like their life. They don't like who they are. They don't like who they're hanging out with. They're just escaping and running to Netflix. And so I'm not judging them for being a bad person, but I have empathy for now. If you actually have that empathy and feel for them, now their words don't sting you anymore, don't harm you. I feel bad for them more than anything else, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's the starting point. But then recognizing it's not on you to save them. Yeah, we're gonna lose. We lost. Very sad. We lost.
2 out of 3. I'll take that.
Yeah, it was close. It was close. We haven't officially lost yet, but it's pretty much over. Yeah, we lost. Anyway, so you need to. This is what holds people back. This is what keeps people in bad peer groups. This is what keeps people playing small when you know you're capable of a lot more. It's that you don't want to leave the circle that's around you. And honestly, it's more out of fear than anything else. You're positioning it in your head as something that's out of kindness and empathy and giving and wanting to care and help them. But it's really, you're just afraid to move on and go do something else. You're afraid that you're not going to find another set of friends. You're afraid that you're not going to belong in that bigger place. You're afraid that you're not going to be able to actually make money. And we couch it in the kindness and good. It's not that good doesn't exist, but underneath it is just really fear. If you had 10 amazing friends who were all helping you and cheering you on and supporting you, would you spend as much time with those other friends who are not? Right? No. So empathy for the fact that anybody coming from a really negative place as a default mode is not happy. They're still a good person, but they're just not happy right now. And it's not your job to fix them because you can help so many other people. Like Jeremy can spend all his time trying to fix the 4 friends he had from high school who have negative limiting beliefs and smash his head against a rock every day trying to make them move just a little bit. Or he can do what he's doing, which is helping thought leaders who have thousands and thousands of followers get a better message out to reach tons of people. Right? Mm-hmm. That's a much better use of time. It's much more fulfilling. It's allowing him to scale up his knowledge and abilities and talents so much more. And so the truth is you're just afraid to move on and do something bigger because you're afraid you're not going to fit in. You won't find friends. You won't make money. And when you leave these friends behind, you have nobody to go to. But fear alone is not enough. Like it's not a good enough answer. The fact that you're afraid isn't a good enough answer. So you have to push through and do it. And teach yourself. There are people out there who want to support you, who want to cheer you on, who love surrounding themselves with other winners, and who also are purpose-driven and want to go out and have a big impact. And when you start hanging around with those people, when you start finding some of those people and hang around some of those people, what's going to happen is you're going to tell yourself, man, I wish you didn't wait so long.
Yeah.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're 2-1 on the day. That was a rough final game to it, but we're going to close this on a Jeremy final word of wisdom that's going to bring together the entire day with energy and motivation and wisdom all wrapped up in this nice, beautiful package. Mr. Jeremy Stickney, over to you.
It really comes down to today's call, just talking with people. You're either growing or you're dying. And if you are choosing not to grow and take the actions that you know you need to be taking, well, then you're doing a disservice to yourself and others. And now is a perfect time while the whole world is in chaos to take full advantage of improving yourself so you can then improve others. That's what I would say. Stay busy, folks. Stay busy.
There you have it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Jeremy, for the love. Continue to believe, and we'll see you again tomorrow.